like it when the bass go. I like it when the bass go.
Hello everybody! It is a wonderful day to spectate some League of Legends, so why not have a look at today's playoffs run from our Foxnyr main team. Of course, first of all, I have to give a little shout out to our Fenrir guys. I hope they are having just as an amazing day, if not even a better one, who knows. And yeah, Moxie is over there on the secondary channel, throwing some commentary in there. But of course here we have me, I'm Eldisram, and with me is one of our new content creators, and I'm super hyped to have you here today. Warlix, how are you doing?
I am doing great. I am ready for some good League of Legends, hopefully, from the Foxnyr boys. So yeah, my name is Warlix. I'm relatively new here. I'm a content creator for CS2, so if you're into that, definitely check it out if you want to. I've done some casting in Counter-Strike as well, and I'll be trying my footing in League of Legends here a little bit. See how that goes.
Exactly. Let's have a good game today. I already talked to you about it. Hopefully we will get yeah, just a few quick wins and qualify back into Division 3, or you know, Liga 3 as it has to be called now, because it's the German league. And yeah, yeah, that just happened. So, give me a second. You said you're from the Netherlands, right? And
Yes, sir.
how is the esports scene over there?
As far as I know, not that good. No, it's not. It's not that great for esports in the Netherlands. But you know, who knows? Maybe it'll come alive at some point.
Maybe it will come alive. Yeah, that would be absolutely dope. Either way, you know, we have to come alive against. I'm always terrified to say the name Whalepower Humpbacks. Now that's an esports name, right? First of all, you have to give it to them. That is a banger of a name, you know. Some other orcs, they have like a fox or a lion. No, those guys, they are the whales. I mean, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, if you don't mind, I'll just be keeping it short to Whalepower. Got to keep it easy on ourselves, you know.
Yeah, the humpbacks. That's kind of a subspecies, though, right? I think. Not sure, but.
That could definitely be right, yeah, but I'm not gonna put my money on it.
Maybe we have to ask them after the series, but you know, now they are, of course, getting ready to. You know, yeah, we're getting the first readies in the chat, and of course, I hope both teams are prepared. They had a lot of time to prepare for those playoffs, and you know, at the end of the season, if you played like it's 2 months with scrims and prep phase in the first month, you know, you have like 3 months of playing League of Legends, giving it your best, and then you're in the playoffs, and then you just kind of lose, and so sometimes it feels like all of those efforts, it was for nothing, right? And it can be really, really discouraging.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you know, I personally do a little competing in Counter-Strike as well. And, you know, there's a lot of effort that goes into that sort of stuff. And, you know, when it's not going so well, it can definitely get really rough. And it's really about bouncing back and, like, getting your confidence back as well, right? That's really important.
What are they talking about? There's one guy in the lobby that's not supposed to be in here, I think. Oh, what a banger. Yeah. The lobby seems to be more than ready, because we have too many players, actually.
Let's try to keep the game 5 versus 5 to keep it fair, you know?
Oh, man. Yeah, maybe I can sub in, you know, no problem. I've also did a lot of competing in my days. But yeah, I'm seeing more readies. People just have to click on the start game button. I tried it, I can't click it sadly, you know, it's kind of grayed out, kind of doesn't work. But yeah,
it won't be.
Warlix, anything certain you're like hyped to see today? Anything? You said you're a mid and ADC player yourself. Any mid lane picks you really want to see? I don't know, a full AP Shake or mid lane or something?
I mean, that would be certainly one of the crazier picks. I mean, I don't know. I just hope it's like, you know, we get some cool outplays, maybe some 1v1s, you know. But maybe like some cool assassin champions, like give me some LeBlanc or something, or a Naviri. Something spicy, you know, not those standard like control mages just shoving out the waves all the time.
Okay. Do you consider Corki a control mage or a hype champion now? Because a lot of priority on the Corki sometimes. By the way, we're jumping into the draft, and as you can see, we are on red side. But yeah, straight back to the question here. We have seen some Corki first picks, or like second, or R2, or ones. Do you like Corki?
I mean, if I'm correct, I'm pretty sure Corki got nerfed this patch, so I'm not sure where that leaves Corki in this meta. But I mean, Corki is he's really a lane bully, right? He's really good late game as well, and I wouldn't classify him as a high pick, you know. But yeah, he's not really a control mage either, right? He just wants to bully out the lane phase, right? But yeah, certainly after the nerfs, I am not sure where that's gonna leave him, but. I guess we'll find out during the series.
Well, I know some people still have huge priority on him, and some other teams, they just completely dropped him. As you said, hey, he got nerfed. Finally, we can go back to our stronger and yeah, more fun picks again, more skill expression, as you say. To be fair, Corki doesn't have too bad of skill expression, but yeah, he is open so far. And the Jhin target ban, by the way, against us. And yeah, Aurora is open. Now that is a new champion, and you certainly have an opinion about that one.
Yeah, I mean, I've played a little bit of Aurora myself, and I mean, I think the ultimate, right, the catch potential you have with that ability is really strong. Now, personally, I play her in the mid lane, because I don't play top lane at all. Don't make me play top lane, because I will int your game. So yeah, I think Aurora in mid lane, she can struggle a little bit against those like longer range mages. But you know, in the mid game, in the late game, where you can really use that ultimate to get those picks, she can be really strong. And in the top lane, obviously, she's kind of like, you know, what people say, like an AP vein, where you can really bully out your lane opponent. So it's going to be a really strong pick in the meta.
Yeah, a little throwback to your statue in the background, Vayne. It's basically if you can make her a little Robodon's head and put it on there, and then you have an Aurora figurine back there. That's also pretty pretty good.
That's a good suggestion right there.
Oh man, but yeah, the Leona and the Ezreal pick. So again, Aurora, you said it. It's kind of a flex pick. Now Leona, Ezreal, not too much, right?
I mean, I would expect. I mean, Ezreal can obviously go mid lane as well, but I mean, Ezreal Leona is such like a really strong bot lane combo, right? They're gonna really look to punish that early game, and you know, I would expect those to go bot lane, but you never know with Ezreal, I guess.
Yeah, that's true. Also with Inspire, I mean, you don't know our guys too much yet, but what is an example? Inspire played Nidalee mid lane once, you know, just to flex it, for example. It didn't really work out that much, but he's open to playing those weird champions. In the last playoffs, he played Jarvan mid lane, and it worked. He like destroyed the Ahri. It was this Ahri heavy meta, and I was ready to scream about this pick, and then he just completely destroyed the Ahri. Even though it makes no sense to me, because she can't just charm you while you're in your dash and your dash gets cancelled. But hey, what do I know? And yeah, to be fair, I think we have your worst nightmares come true here.
Yeah, we got the Orianna, a little bit more wave clear. She did get a slight buff this patch as well, so maybe that rises her up in priority a little bit. So yeah, we're gonna get the classic Orianna. I mean, to be honest, you know, getting those shockwaves in late game, if you get a couple good ones, that can be pretty hype.
The shockwave with the Leona, already a good combo, already a good ball delivery system. And now, yeah, we have to look at the next bans, but also just looking at the first few picks, do you already have some strengths or weaknesses you're seeing here, Warlix?
I mean, if you look at this, I feel like Foxnyr really has like good team fighting, right? Good early game with the Ezreal, Leona, and bot lane. Orianna can, you know, shove out those waves and play for that mid-late game team fighting as well. So they are definitely set up as well. But you know, on the side of Whalepower as well, they got that realm engage, which is really strong as well, right? So for Orianna, that might be a little bit difficult, as you have no escapes, right? But the Ezreal, you know, he should be fine with that. So yeah, that's definitely something to look out for, that rel in the support role, or at Nagin, it's gonna be support.
Oh my god, the days of rel jungle, those were some hype days, some fun days, but I think those days are over, luckily enough. And also talking about junglers, so okay, let's have a look at this. One team, the Whales, they feel offended by everything having too many legs, so Lilia and Hecarim are gone. I mean, does Sejuani count? Sejuani has 6 legs, you know, if you count the Drivosk boar, so that would be even better, in my opinion. But no way, don't tell me. I mean, if this is a fiddle, I'm giga hyped, but it's just a hover, you know, don't be. Okay, that's boring.
Listen, I've never casted League of Legends before, but every time I like watch the LEC, it's like caster rule number 1: don't get baited by the hovers.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we got the Trundle, I imagine, top lane, right?
Or jungle, or top.
I mean, it could be jungle. It could be jungle, I guess. I'm not pretty sure how strong like Trundle is in either lane, really. But I guess we'll find out, right?
Well, the thing is, I am a Sejuani lover, so to me, Trundle will always be an arch nemesis, and I know it is playable in the jungle right now, but it has to be some kind of fan favorite of yours if you really want to bring it out. It's not like it's the meta pick or something right now, but I think it's decent, right? If it fits the comp and if it makes sense to just subjugate an enemy, strip him of all his armor and magic resistance. And we are seeing a lot of top lane hovers. Maybe again it's to bait us and the enemy team. Maybe it really is Trundle jungle. We will see in a split second. And okay, I mean both can go jungle, but let's face it, I personally think this should be the Jax into the Renekton. Even though Trundle would also be fine. That's funny. We have all the champions picked now, but I'm still not 100% sure where they should go, basically.
Yeah, it should be the Jax top lane, right? So you can punish the... I mean, I would imagine it's a bit of a skill matchup, right? With the Renekton stun and the Jax Counter-Strike.
Yes.
See how you can bait that out.
Yes.
So that's definitely going to be a fun matchup to watch for sure.
To be fair, as soon as Renekton has his 50 rage and as soon as he presses this W button, the rage gets used up and then he has a small window to go for the, for the strike, and then you're basically ready, right? You're expecting it, so you will have to find some sick outplays there. I mean, of course, Jax outscaling hard. Jax still not too insanely strong in the early game, especially because Counter-Strike still has a lot of cooldown. It's something like between 15 or 20 seconds. And yeah, then in the jungle, we have the Trundle versus Wukong, two classic bruisers basically, but also two champions that aren't like the core of the meta, but both are viable for sure and they fit the team comp well. So why not give those a try in a first game of a best of 3? And then, now the interesting part though, in the mid lane, you said you played some Aurora yourself. Now against the Orianna, what do you think about that?
I mean, Orianna does definitely have some range, right? So she can definitely look to punish your Aurora. So basically, as Aurora, you're gonna have to, because you have such a short range, right? You're gonna have to use your W to get close to the enemy to get some poke off. So I think in this matchup, it's definitely like doable for Aurora. It's not too bad. It's not like you're playing against a Lux, right? Where you're never gonna get in range and you're just gonna get bullied out of lane. But I would still favor the Orianna in this laning phase, right? She has a lot of poke with her Q.
Yeah. So, do you think leaving Aurora open was almost like baiting the Whalepower guys into picking it, and now we kind of punish that pick, or do you still think Aurora is so much of a powerhouse that it shouldn't matter?
I mean, regardless, like how the laning phase goes, right? I mean, I would imagine or hope that this player has played a lot of Aurora already, right? So they can hopefully stabilize the lane a little bit, and then in the mid game you can look to use that ultimate, right, to go for some picks and get your team ahead. So it's really gonna come down to Foxnyr how prepared they're playing against Aurora and how how they're gonna get the vision down and how respectful they play against his Aurora ult.
Okay, yeah, we're just sticking with the Aurora now, but I have to ask you. Since I haven't played her myself, and I haven't played too much against her, her invisibility, I think it's her W. How much cooldown does it have in the late game, Or is it really annoying and almost Shaco-esque? Is it kind of the AP Shaco that I wished for, or is it not as extreme?
I mean, I wouldn't say it's as extreme, because I think the invisibility is like a second or two or something like that, so it's not too long. The only thing is, like in the late game or mid game when you're doing the team fight, you do get the reset on the invisibility when you get a kill or assist, right? So in team fights, you can definitely be hopping from places to places, and that can get really annoying.
Yeah, 100%. And I mean, then we can also talk a little bit about bot lane as we are loading into the game, because I look at the Vayne statue in your background, again, short invisibility frames, but then you also have the Kai'Sa on bot lane, and if she gets her upgrades, then she is basically the same mechanic-wise with those short bursts of invisibility. I imagine it has to be quite annoying, for example, for the Trundle, you want to walk up there, you want to slap them to death with your big pillar of ice, and they just go invisible all the time. That feel like a really slippery backline here from Whalepower.
Yeah, that's definitely. I mean, they have 3 champions that can go invisible, right? The Wukong as well, if you want to add that
one. Oh yeah,
in there.
true.
But I think bot lane, right, Azure Leona is just so strong as well in the early game. So I think it's going to be a bit of a struggle for this Rel and Kai'Sa at the start. But you're going to look at the mid game for this Whalepower team comp, and you're kind of looking for picks with the Wukong ult, with Aurora ult, right? Maybe some Rel engages, and then Kai'Sa ults in. And with that, you just get picks over picks, and you're trying to steamroll the game that way. And then meanwhile, we look at Foxnyr, right? They have really strong team fighting with the Leona engages and ult, right? Astro can poke really well. You have the Shockwave, right? And even though they have such strong team fighting, they also have Jax who can be such a threat in the late game with the split pushing. So I think Foxnyr definitely have a lot of options this game. But they are gonna have to be very careful with the pick potential that Whalepower have right here.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. But overall, this means scaling-wise, would you favor one team? You know, one last question here. Do you think one team has the upper hand before we jump into the game?
I would maybe slightly give the advantage to Foxnyr right here, because of the Jax is going to be quite a problem, right, to deal with. Yeah, so I would definitely give it to that. But Kai'Sa late game can still be very, very threatening, so they're going to have to deal with that as well.
You heard it, guys. It seems even in the late game, it's all about the players making it happen. And here we are in the first game. It is Foxnyr on the red side. It is Whalepower Humpbacks on the blue side. And by the way, would you look at Darky already abusing his champion here? Wait, how much gold advantage do we have? We're 1 gold ahead. GG. We won. 2 gold. Let's go.
Yeah, so not much happening right now on the
Free gold. Free gold, free gold. I think this is so stupid that it is in the game. I'm not gonna lie. Both junglers, by the way, we have to look at the junglers first, right? Both junglers not starting with potion, so they also kind of saved 50 gold there. And both junglers starting solo, so we will have no real intel where those enemy junglers are. That means, yeah, we will see if maybe the Wukong or the Trundle will do something after the red buff. That is, of course, the big question. And yeah, in top lane we already see it. Counter-Strike is the name of the game.
Yeah, I think the junglers could definitely really impact the game, right? The Trundle pillar can be quite strong in the early game.
I mean, so is a Wukong that just invisibly jumps onto your ass and hits you with a red buff. So there's this little timing window where he has a red buff, and he is not level 6 yet, sure, he's not that insane, but he can still, as you said, as you properly pointed out, he can go invisible and just jump onto you, and with the red buff he has at least a little bit of slow, and he still has like armor shred, stuff like that, so a lot of good stuff. And meanwhile in top lane, I don't want to jinx it, but Darky looks awfully comfortable in this lane.
Yeah, so far it's going really well. He's getting his farm, he's getting the push in, right? He's got his jungler on the side as well.
Yeah, mid
lane is trading pretty heavily here as well. So we like to see.
Well, do we like to see that? I'm not sure.
Well, I mean, I would like to favor it a bit more for the Orianna, obviously, but yeah, so far the Aurora seems to be holding out pretty well, getting the farm, getting the poke off with her abilities, so that's definitely, you know, a good sign for Whalepower.
Oh, indeed, indeed.
You're gonna see the early recall out of respect from the Orianna as well. Inspire just respecting it. Doesn't want to give up the early kill, right? Getting the tier as well, so you can get that stacking as soon as possible as well.
Yeah, and I mean, Rel paid a visit, so imagine you walk back up to the wave and Rel is still there, and yeah, that would just be really annoying. Now, on the other hand, we have a really strong opportunity here. Emperor has to flash away, but still Kakao has his flash ready, and that is just first blood here for Foxnyr. Beautifully played.
There we go, and now it's gonna get quite tough with his Renekton, right? Because you're gonna picking it to you know, get something going early game. But now this Jax is gonna be scaling up already, so we'll see how this is gonna evolve in the top lane. But yeah, Darky definitely starting off real strong. Good gank from the Trundle as well. Kakao starting off really strong this series.
And sometimes it's so simple, but it just works, right? He was like 90% sure that Johnny cannot really be here, and even then I feel like they should be stronger in a 2v2, or they can just get the flash and disengage. And mid lane is also an interesting one now. Inspire already used the TP, so you really want to force Andromon to go back into the base. I just have to read through the W here real quick. Actually, because it's 21 seconds cooldown.
Yeah, early game that cooldown is quite big, so but it does go down with level. I'm pretty sure they nerfed it at some point, the cooldown. But yeah, like I said, in the team fights is where it's gonna go down, but now in the bot lane.
Yep. About scoring a takedown again. Yeah, bot lane is interesting now. How is super low, and Johnny is also there. It's a 3v3 now, but Kakao somehow trying to zone away the whales, and it seems to work so far. Now in the mid lane, Inspire, hello there. This is so much aggressive trading, and both those champions scale so well with their auto attacks. Flash trade as well, but the kill is secured. Andromon showing why this was the first pick for them.
Yeah, that Aurora is really paying off right now, and I mean, I think Inspire kind of, you know, went a little too hard on that trade right there, trying to punish Aurora a bit too hard, and you know, the minions make a big difference into that early game. And you know, Soriana, you also started with the tier, right? So you're gonna spend a bit more money on the mana and less on the damage. So the Aurora are really benefiting from that.
100%, yeah. 100%. And now the payoff is also the first Infernal Dragon. The objective on the other side of the map just spawned right now. So, do you think we have to be worried already? Or is this still fine? Is this still going according to plan, let's say?
I mean, I wouldn't say according to plan, right? Because, I mean, you wouldn't want your mid lane to go down like that. But, I mean, you got the Jax ahead, and that's already quite huge as well, right? So, we get the top lane ahead, they have the mid lane ahead, so it's gonna come down to how we play around those advantages, right?
Yeah. You've got a point there. I mean, again, I don't know how good Jax really is if he has to chase down Andromon and Expecto Patronum. Banger name, by the way. Shout out to you, good sir, or good woman. It's really hard to say how easy it is. Oh my god, yeah, this Inspire is just dead at this point. Nothing to do here. Beautiful roam by Governor Nonfire and Johnny the fourth. But hey, at least we get the other objective, or some of it. Suddenly, I'm not really liking our position too much anymore, because with 2 deaths on Inspire, it has to hurt.
Yeah, I mean, we already know right from the last 1v1 that Inspire had to use Flash, and you know, once that Aurora gets level 6, it's just a really easy setup. You just ult, and there's just nothing you can do as Orianna to get out of that ult. So it's really easy setup. So yeah, that mid lane matchup is definitely going to be very scary to deal with, right? Because Aurora is she's gonna get the shove in, she's gonna be able to push those waves, she's gonna get the roams up with the ultimate. So she's gonna have the opportunity to impact the rest of the map in favor of Whalepower. But meanwhile, I do want to say, right, we have that Jax ahead, we got the 3 grubs. So this split pushing potential that I talked about earlier is gonna, you know, go fully online for Jax real soon.
So, do you still think we can also, I mean, still, but in general, do you think we can also use Darky in team fights, or are the invisibility shenanigans too annoying to handle really, and it has to be the split push win con here? I'm not too sure with the Jax, because I feel like he's also decent at team fights.
Yeah, you can definitely have good impact in team fights, right? With the Counter-Strike is really useful. Yeah, the invisibility can definitely be quite annoying, but I mean, Jax is like one of those champions, like I think it's called Leap Strike, right? The Q is like such a short cooldown as well. Yep. So you can definitely have a lot of impact in the team fight as well, especially if you get like a good flank ult, right? Make the Kai'Sa and the Aurora use their abilities beforehand in a team fight, and then you get a good flank ult with a Counter-Strike. You can have massive impact in such team fights. But I feel like the most consistent way, right, is to get the split push, right?
I see. So let's see what strategy they opt to go for. Beautiful movement there by Henkindo and How. I was really worried for a second there. And I'm also not sure, do we actually want to go for a dive on top lane here? Because man, Darky is starting to trade aggressively, and they are pinging, they are looking for a dive here. Emperor kinda sees it coming, flashes away. Kakao and Darky, they again as the tag team to watch in this series. They get the kill and equalize it, 2-4-2.
Yeah, that's another kill going, or the first kill going towards the Jax, but it's only accelerating his lead, right? So this Jax is definitely going to be a problem for Whalepower in the late game. And as I said, that engaged on the bot lane.
Yeah, Wow has to flash out. The second Cyclone, so strong. A beautiful stun there. And I was holding my breath, but Henkindu a bit too greedy almost. Trying to retaliate, but no chance here. This was just a counterplay. So, you know, we gotta give it to both teams here. Both teams executed their play on their side of the map.
Yeah, for sure. And this is also that pick potential that Whalepower have, right? You have the rail engage, you have the invisibility with the Cyclone on Wukong, and the Kai'Sa can just follow up easily with the Killer Instinct. And it just makes it really easy for them to get these picks as well.
Definitely. So yeah, so far. Again though, do you really want to give up those dragons? And if the answer is yes, what about the Void Grubs? They would help us so much in the split push, but that just means they are so much more important for Johnny and his entire squad to just focus down and not give over. So will we see some more bloodshed, or will we just trade the objectives? Well, we will get the answer really soon.
Yeah, it seems like we're just being given the dragon right here after they had the reset after that kill, right? And perhaps they just want to focus on the grubs, not giving the 6 grubs over to the Jax in the late game, allowing him to split push even faster than he normally already can.
Oh my god, Darky in the top lane. Jumping, he's dancing, he got his ballet shoes on. Darky is ignited, so realizing, no, but we do not want to go deeper in there. And we can take over the objective here. Johnny snipes one away with the snipe, has to flash away because of the pillar. Andromon looking scary. Henkindu on the S-Reel, of course, super mobile with the Arcane Shift. If we get those, well, 5, yeah, 5 it is. If we get those 5, that's still a huge boost to our top laner Darky. And yeah, Expecto Patronum gets some plates on the bot lane, but I think we take those.
Yeah, we get the Drake as well, so that's quite huge that, you know, we get away with both the Drake and 2 of the grubs. So that's quite huge for Foxnyr right here.
As you say it. And man, I'm always holding my breath now. Andromon may be in danger. Okay, the ult is popped. What are we looking for here? The Cyclone is ready. Inspire. He's been bleeding this entire time. And now he just gets out of there and makes it look possible to just stay alive and farm up. I think that's a major W for us.
Yeah, that is really important from Inspire. Didn't die at all. You know, made them use the Wukong ult, the Cyclone, and the Aurora ult. And also still has priority on lane, getting to shove out this wave. So that's quite massive from Inspire.
Inspire, even though he's on 2 deaths so far, it is always easy to die once or twice, because again, for example, the flash had to be used early. But then stabilizing and just playing safe again can be really hard, especially if the Rel and the Wukong are always looking to go after your throat. So a massive GG's and well played to him here for this early to mid game, making sure to not bleed some more. Now, yeah, I'm of course also looking at Johnny here. How much time does he want to waste? When will he go through with the teleport? He did just now.
Yeah, quite interesting as well. Inspire went with the Rod of Ages, not the most common item on Orianna. Normally you see that Liandry's after you get Zephyr. So perhaps going for a little bit of extra HP on the Orianna, combined with the shield, so you have a little bit more survivability against pick potential from Whalepower.
What would you say are the current thoughts in the team's voice comms? What are the current plans here in this game for both teams?
Well, I think as Foxnyr, you have Darky quite far ahead, right, in the top side, and you kind of feel like you have that scaling into the late game with the team fighting from the Orianna and the Ezreal, and your current thought is, the Aurora is quite ahead, Kai'Sa is, quite ahead as well, with a few kills that she has. So what you're trying to do here as Foxnyr is you're trying to stop the bleeding. You're trying to stop dying to these picks that Whalepower are trying to get off, so you can skill into that late game. And allow your Jax to go with the split pushes. And on the side of Whalepower, it's the complete opposite, right? You're trying to get that Aurora, you're kind of trying to get the Cyclone from the Wukong and the Row engages to pick off targets so you can snowball this game before it gets out of hand with the scaling.
But you still think even with that... I mean, yeah, it is a lead, it's not like insane, but it is a lead on the mid and bot lane. You still think in, I don't know, 10 to 15 minutes we will be stronger if we are just kind of on an even item count?
I mean, it's still going to be difficult, right? Because Kai'Sa late game is a very strong champion that can be tough to deal with. But I feel like if we play our cards right, we can definitely win out on those late game team fights. If we have some good Orianna ults, you get the poke in from the Ezreal, Leona and Trundle are quite tanky as well, right? And if we have the Jax split pushing, you need someone to answer that as well. So that is going to be a problem on its own for Whalepower.
Well, funny that you mention it, because we just saw how the TP was used to maybe get something done on top lane, but the Darky already had the turret destroyed when the TP finished. And that might be an early indicator, basically if we're in a movie, then we would call it foreshadowing of how this game looks. Mid lane is destroyed for us, which is of course objective-wise a big advantage for Whalepower. But Jax, he's kind of activated. He is ready to do those split push shenanigans, and he's also ready to teleport to his team here to maybe still go for the objective. That's an interesting one.
Yeah, I mean, I guess we'll see how this plays out with Jax teleporting towards the team fight, willing to play into Whalepower's cards right here.
Talking about the teamfight, Killer Instinct goes into the backline, Expecto Patronum, all eyes on the Kai'Sa right now, because as long as the Kai'Sa survives, we cannot touch them. They have the damage and the TP did not pay off at all. Inspire did not even have the ultimate ready. Cacao sadly not getting a perfect pillar here. And this is a clean ace if Inspire dies as well, even if Inspire gets out there. It is 4 kills and the dragon and the teleport from Darky for Whalepower. And Warlix, I'm a bit worried, not gonna lie.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I didn't like the TP from Darky, and it just because you're kind of just saying we're playing into your hand, right? Because Whalepower, they want to get these picks in the team fights, and with the pick advantage, they kind of want to snowball the team fight. It's exactly what we just saw, and I would much rather see Darky go top lane, because realistically, right now Darky's already quite fed, right? No one can really deal with him on his own, so I would much rather see Darky split push in the top side, force at least 2 players to respond to him, and after that you can take the map control with the 4 remaining players, right?
Yeah, in theory that sounds like a great play, but maybe they thought they do not have the time with the waves or something. Not too sure what went through the communications there. Either way, it sadly did not work out. Now we only have a teleport on Inspire and Emperor, so maybe those two will be matching each other for the next objective. But yeah, talking about next objective, it is 90 more seconds until that Nash respawns. And I think until then, we will see some handshaking, some farming, and just some scaling. Oh, never mind. Never mind. Inspire has to flash out. Really well played with the shockwave, but still only getting away on the knife's edge here. And that's a tough one. Losing the flash on the Ori, I think that's quite big.
Yeah, it's gonna open her up to these Aurora engages, right? She has the Malignance as well, so that ultimate is gonna be quite on a short cooldown.
Yeah, definitely. Wanna have a quick look at it, because again, it's a new champion here. It's only 1 minute, and if she hits level 16 or 1 or 2 more items, it will be like, what, 40 seconds, so, that is a dangerous one. But so is Darky in the split push, by the way. Darky getting an objective bounty even for his team. Emperor using the dominoes to get just a little bit more tanky, to basically spread his wings and to look intimidating. Nothing quite more this was used for here.
Yeah, but this is quite good for Foxnyr, right? They got the tier 2 tower on the bot lane. They all traded for a tier 1 tower, but that's still worth it.
Yeah.
And also, more importantly, I feel like they are now playing into the strength of their Jax and the power that he has in this game, right? Instead of falling into those 5v5 team fights that Whalepower are looking for right now.
Yeah, exactly. That is, of course, an important one to get what you want. I mean the comeback gold also pretty nice to get there.
Yeah, that as well. So for now, you know, we have Baron up, and I see Darky is going to be split pushing at the bot lane. He has his teleport up. So I want to see how Foxnyr is going to use his split pushing, you know, to lure over some of the Whalepower players, and see how they're gonna abuse that pressure from the Jax in the bot lane.
We have to play this wave now. Next mid lane wave is coming in. And of course, that is the one that we can try to play around and try to not get caught. That is important, because meanwhile, as you say it, in the bot lane, Darky is kind of crashing the wave in now. Emperor trying to clear it as fast as possible, but it is good enough to get the turret to basically 1/3 of its life. And now, okay, the mid lane will be the engage. Kakao has to pay with his life, but some ultimates were used, the Between Worlds and the Cyclone from Johnny, so I don't know if we can still contest this mid lane wave. I don't know if Darky will just have a turret uncontested now. Again, many questions, and kind of Whalepowers, they have to decide how they want to answer.
Yeah, you can kind of see how the Jax is a bit of a ticking time bomb, right?
But he backports.
And
Wait.
Teleporting in.
Well, I don't know if
Emperor is joining in as well, so this is gonna be a 5 versus 4.
Nash is dropping kinda low. How will not connect, and we did stop the Nash, and we are... Wait, no, wait, we are trying to take it ourselves? Will the backport go through? No, Johnny has to cancel that one, of course. 5k on Nasher. We have to hold our breath here. Andromon going in, Between Worlds. Jumping back and forth. Nobody died just yet. Inspire will be the first victim to fall. Haha will be the next victim to fall. Kakao in there, but of course the Trundle alone cannot do anything. Johnny flashing forward, and again Darky teleporting to the team, and it ends in a disaster.
Yeah, I mean, it was a nice idea, right? We saw the Kaisa recalling because she was too low. And there was a chance to steal that Baron, but the lead is just too huge on Whalepower right now.
2k, 1k, that is the Nasher. I still feel like this is not over yet though. I still feel like we can make magic happen with our scaling, but I don't know if you agree with me, but I feel like as soon as Darky moves to the team, it just ends in favor for Whalepower. Every time.
Yeah, you could see before, right? Darky was pressuring that inhibitor tower. So if that kind of dance kept going, eventually Darky would take that inhibitor tower. But unfortunately for Foxnyr, it was the Aurora ult that eventually caught Kakao off guard, and that allowed them to move into that Baron, and Darky kind of felt like he had to respond to that with his teleport. So it was kind of working out, but unfortunately the Aurora ult is just really strong at picking players off.
Yeah, I mean, in hindsight, you're always smarter. Kakao wanted to secure the blue buff for everybody. Will maybe die for... Yeah, okay. Why do I even say maybe? I always feel like Trundle is super tanky. But, man, at this point, it feels like Whalepower Humpbacks, they are just slapping us with their wallets. Because they are rich. If we have a look at the gold real quick. For example, mid lane is ahead 3,000 gold. Even top lane, the Renekton is ahead just because of all that global turret gold and stuff.
Yeah, and I feel like, you know, the only strength that Foxnyr really had was that Jax that we talked about so many times. And with that Baron buff, right, even if you send the Jax to split, which could just be the Renekton just standing there and empowering the minions to stop him, right? So you're kind of forced to play the team fight with this Baron buff up, and it just allows Whalepower to go for picks and to get all these towers, and, you know, it kind of plays into their hand really well.
Yeah, I have to sadly agree. The Nash timer is a strong one. It's not too long, luckily enough, but as soon as the Nasher wears off, we have to... Oh my god, we have to worry about the Dragon. But for now, we have to worry about Darky. You do not want to die here, but it is the catch that you talked about so much. Of course, nice try by Darky to get out there, but we cannot get anything for that, and not even mid lane turret, because again, as you said, the Nash is just too strong to push in there.
Yeah, and with the Orianna being behind as well, that's like the only really strong wave clear you have on this on the Foxnyr squad, right? Like Jax can't really clear the waves too well. Astrarogue has some wave clear, right, with his autos, but no AoE spell, so it's only really this Orianna, and being just this behind and against the Baron buffed minions, it's just really difficult to deal with these Baron buffed minions.
Yeah, and you talked about the late game power of Kai'Sa as well, and there we start seeing it. It is a non-stop, what is it? I think Void Seeker or Void Missile. No, Void Seeker is the Kha'Zix W, but it's the Void Missile, I think. You know what I mean, right? Her W.
Yeah,
non-stop.
It is the Void Seeker, yes.
It's the Void Seeker, but and more importantly, what is the cooldown on this? Because I want to check this myself. It has to be nothing if it hits 75%. So like 2.8 seconds or something if it hits, and that just hurts.
Yeah, it is the AP Kai'Sa build, so you got that W poke off, right? So it is really strong.
It makes sense though, right? Like, I completely agree with that build here for Expecto Patronum, because in those standoffs, yeah, you will just be able to always throw out some poke and always match or even outdo the Ezreal in that department.
Yeah, and as well, like on Foxnyr, like we have like some engage, but it's not really very strong long range engage, right? Like you have the Trundle pillar, but it's not that strong. You have the Leona E, but it's not that long range, right? So you can just stay long range and just spam them with W, and Foxnyr, they just can't do anything about it.
Well, in theory, you would also have Hau's ultimate, but that is the strength here. What we mentioned as well, the slipperiness of the team comp here. When do you blindly hit your solar flare there? When can you just press R and nobody does anything? Andromon will jump away, Expecto Patronum hits E, speeds up, goes invisible. So yeah, as you say, I think on paper our engage is decent, but in the actual game against the comp that Whalepower Humpbacks, what they drafted, it's a big no-no.
Yeah, maybe something like a Maokai ult will be really good here, right?
Oh yeah, you can't dodge that one even if you go invisible, and even if you speed up.
Exactly.
Yep.
You got the range on that as well. You can easily follow it up with the solar flare from Leona.
Maybe? Nah, just a little bit of poke. We do not have the mid lane prio, and it's 20 more seconds until the dragon will be live. And there it starts again. Even though it's not too much damage, still dropping Hau low just a little bit before the actual fight starts. And again, getting the cooldown refunded, it just feels so unfair. This might be the deciding one. Two Void Seekers missed, so that is really important. And the dragon will kind of get started. Flash aggressively here for the support and the jump in. Can Darky do anything? All eyes on him right now. Expecto Patronum in the 1v1 with the Jax. Darky has to jump over the wall somehow. Meanwhile, Foxnyr, they are making it happen. Inspire staying alive, getting a double. Andromon killed our favorite top laner and can do also that. So it is a 3 versus 3 right now. Kakao trying to frontline, trying to do something. Expecto Patronum is so low, but Inspire has to somehow get the damage. Inspire has to somehow find the spells, find the skill shots. How CCing Kakao with the pillar may be able to help out there. Oh my god, how? And Kakao, everybody's so low. And the ball did not connect there onto Expecto Patronum. You have to be kidding me. How is nothing hitting? And Johnny looking to smite. But no, never mind, he doesn't even have smite. How? Oh my god, the support versus the support. But one support is full life while the other one is basically in his deathbed already. So yeah, the kill will be given over to Andromon even. And that is of course a smart thing to do. The Dragon Soul went into Whalepower Humpbacks bag as well. So man, it is looking grim.
Yeah, I want to say, good shout out to that row engage. That was a massive engage to find, but also a massive shout out to Inspire because that shockwave turned around that fight. I feel like, but then towards the end of that fight, you could see what we were been talking about, that annoying range from the Kai'Sa, and you can see Inspire and Kakao were like trying to chase the Kai'Sa and trying to find that engage, but they just don't have the range to deal with it. And this Kai'Sa is just so oppressive with that W poke.
This is how the late game works here for those. Nice try. You have to go for something, but Kakao not there on the perfect timing, and then you just look like a fool. Flashing in and dying. But yeah, of course, you have to take the low percent play over the do nothing play, so I respect it. Dorky.
Dorky will find the tower.
Well, he finds the tower, but Andromon finds him. In a world where no Nashers are on either side right now, I would say, yeah, sure, it's worth it. We can wave clear, but can we against the Nash and the Dragon Soul as well? Aurora teleporting into the base. It is a 5 versus 3, 5 versus 4 in just a second. Are they looking for the finish here? Inspire caught out of position here, looking for a shockwave. Johnny is the target. Expecto Patronum has to be the next one. Really well played by the Whales here. And this was just a first game, a first try in this tournament. And we will head into a break shortly, but I have to just ask you the one question. Aurora ban for the next game, yes or no?
I mean, the Aurora definitely looks very strong this game. It's really gonna depend on how the Foxnyr players, how they feel about it, if they can stop the pick potential from Whalepower. If not, it's definitely worth a ban because she's really strong with her ultimate right now.
Yep. Aurora definitely one of the champions of all time at the moment. Some might even say one of the stronger ones. Will we see it again? Well, we will find out after a short 3-minute ad break. Grab some water, or grab your nails again if you've bitten them off already. We will see each other in just a few.
when I pull up, it's her. I'm just a it girl. I just rock big pearls. Who that girl? Sit on that wet. Who that? We the baddest on the net. Who that? Network going south. Who that? Booty shaking on the west. Who that? Sit on that wet. Who that? We the baddest on the net. Who that? Network going south. Who that? Booty shaking on the west. Who that? Who that girl? I'm a big boss with a big chain. Got my own money. Damn, she fine. Popping like glass. What's her name? All the way to the top. Pop on the scene. I'm lit like lean. Princess Diamonds, baby, I'm a queen. He want me to tap in, but I'm busy stacking. He think he a player, but I know we mackin'. My best friend Rich, she own a yacht. When we on vacation, spend a lot. Seafood, caviar, pop. Yeah, I see you, but I'm way too hot. Sit on that wet. Who that? We the baddest on the net. Who that? Network going south. Who that? Booty shaking on the west. Who that? Sit on that wet. Who that? We the baddest on the net. Who that? Network going south. Who that? Booty shaking on the west. Who that? Make it rain. Everybody know my name. When I pull up, I'm famous. Yeah. Make it shake fast like a train. When I'm on, when I'm dangerous. When I walk in, they like who that? Pulled up with a big bag, real fat. When I'm dropping in the Hellcat. No, I ain't gonna stop till I'm on the map. Just did my hair, look at my fit. Look in the mirror, I'm that chick. Like ice cream, I got the drip. Yeah, we gonna party like a girl's trip. Sit on that wet. Who that? We the baddest on the net. Who that? Network going south. Who that? Booty shaking on the west. Who that? Sit on that wet. Who that? We the baddest on the net. Who that? Network going south. Who that? Booty shaking on the west. Who that?
Yeah, sounds good.
Indeed it does. Here we are, back in newfound glory after a quick break. I had to look at a few cute kitten pictures, to calm myself down again. Always, if you're a coach, if you're a player, analyst, whatever, if you win or lose the first game, you need a mental reset. Easy kitten pictures, cute dogs, whatever, makes your brain go, ah, and then you're right back into it. Now, luckily enough, we have Warlex here that was a bit more serious in the break and had a quick look at some things. What have you observed?
Yeah, I was looking at the secondary team that unfortunately lost their first game as well. I see in the chat, Barcode has also answered that question already. So I guess he was a little bit ahead of me. But yeah, I would say on the first game, right, Whalepower, they played really well around their strength with the Aurora. Like I talked about, they had really a lot of pick potential, right? And I think, the bot lane on Foxnyr side, they had the strong Leona Ezreal. But that kind of got shut down quite quickly by the Wukong gank, right? And then the mid lane, it kind of went south with that first blood, Inspire, dying in the 1v1 and then having to use his flash. That really set him open to that secondary gank with the Aurora ult, because you just have no way to escape it. And then in the mid to late game, it's just Whalepower playing really well against their pick potential. And then on the side of Foxnyr, I think they had to play a little bit more around their jacks, around their split pushing. They kind of failed a little bit at some points. So we'll see if we're gonna have a similar team comms coming into the second game, or if they're gonna try to switch it up completely.
I'm gonna be honest here. I just think we have to put Kakao on one of his fast clearing junglers. Like, there are a lot of angles where you could take a different approach, but honestly, I feel like what were the bans? The Lilia and the Hecarim, right? Like two junglers that can clear really fast and carry a little bit as well with kill goals. But most importantly, they are high tempo. And I really feel like the jungle tempo was a bit lacking in this game for us. Like, do you agree on maybe that approach, or do you have like a completely different approach there?
I mean, that could definitely work, right? I feel like the Trundle didn't really, like you said as well, right? The Trundle didn't really inspire too much. So definitely would have liked to see something different in the jungle role. whether that is you know, the AP junglers that can clear really fast, maybe in Italy, maybe a Brand or Zyra, you know, those kind of champions.
Carthus.
Yeah, Cardus as well. Yeah,
So many.
don't forget about Cardus. Yeah, maybe one of those champions could definitely work. Most of the time, you do see like the AD mid lane around that, right? So I'm not sure how comfortable Inspire is with those sort of champions, but you know, if you can play Nidalee and Jarvan mid lane, I'm sure that is no problem, right?
For sure. Nah, I mean, it's a tough one. There are even, like, again, we have seen Hecarim on Cacao, and it looked really good. And again, I personally feel like because he just clears really, really fast. We have seen the Fiddlesticks hover. I mean, screw it. Pick the fiddle. I don't know. I don't even care at this point. But I feel like you just need higher tempo. Or was the mistake maybe in starting on the bot lane and pathing into top and then leaving our bot lane open for a gank? You think that made a huge difference? Because of course we were like, hey, good job, we got the kill on top lane, but whenever we did get the kill on top lane with Trundle and the Jax, then the Whales, they kind of fought back and got a kill on the other side of the map, and it didn't really seem to favor us in the end.
Yeah, I mean, that is one way to look at it, but I mean, I still feel like after that early game, right, the Jax was really far ahead, and I feel Foxnyr still had a really good chance to play around that split pushing, but I feel like they failed to stop the bleeding by the picks from Whalepower, and they didn't really play too well against with their split pushing power, right? And I feel like that was really the mistake they walked into, and as well as Ezreal Leona is quite a safe bot lane, right? You have the Ezreal E and Flash to get out of most ganks. So I feel like, you know, it's mostly that mid game where it went wrong for Foxnyr.
Oh well. Yeah, that is true. A lot of possible angles to tackle this game. But overall, I mean, let's be honest, we have to be a little bit... We have to be a little bit biased towards Foxnyr, but you know, trying to put aside the bias, just looking at the game, do you think the Whales just looked like the better team, or do you think like Foxnyr can easily wake up and get the 2-0 on their backs?
I would say in that game, obviously, Whalepower looked like the better team, right? They played around their win conditions really well. And that is something Foxnyr failed to do. It was just a couple mistakes, right? Like the Jax teleporting to that Drake fight. I feel like that was a pretty big mistake. Dying into the 1v1 in the mid lane, obviously set up the snowball from the Aurora with their ults. Yeah. So it's just like, if they can work around that, fix that, and maybe have a clearer goal with the win cons in the team, it's definitely something they can fix. But we're gonna have to see if they can turn it around in the second game.
Definitely. We are just waiting for all the players to be ready.
Yeah, I will say as well, maybe it's also a thing where you practice or scrim with a certain team comp, right? That has certain win conditions, and maybe this one is something that they haven't practiced as much, so they're not as comfortable with it. So who knows? Maybe for the second game, we'll see. They'll shake it up with the champions they pick to something that they're more comfortable with. But obviously that's only speculation. I can't know for sure what they're practicing and what they're comfortable with, right?
Yeah, I mean, also it's a story I always bring up as we jump into the draft. I remember I got in a new patch when I play tournaments to fly to Vienna to play on an offline. I also got completely surprised by Ezreal jungle pick. I've never seen that before. And it just cleared so fast, I just couldn't know how it works. And here it kind of feels like the same to me. I feel like in game 1 we said, hey, let's leave Aurora open to get a good feeling about it for the rest of the tournament. You know, if we lose the game, sure, then we lose it. And now she is banned, so I feel like we learned our lesson here. We wanted to face her and see, can we answer it? The answer is no. I guess we both agree with the ban then. The question is now, as we are not picking it ourselves, what are we picking ourselves? The Karma, and that is a beautiful fax pick, of course.
Yeah, I think, correct me if I'm wrong. I'm pretty sure that's what Inspire plays, right? That's like a comfort pick.
Yeah, but also we can play it on top lane and on bot lane. It is. I've seen it kind of everywhere already, but mostly on Inspire in the mid lane and on How in the bot lane. That's for sure.
Yeah, we'll have to see where that one goes then. Yeah, that's quite an interesting pick, right? We don't really see Karma that often nowadays.
And Ashe as an answer. Now that is also a flex pick. Is it Ashe against Vayne top lane this game? Who knows? I mean, likely not, but man, it would be hype.
I mean, I would imagine it's just gonna be. I mean, it could be support, right? It could be like a Kiara angle right there. It looks to be going to be a Freljord comp here.
Oh, any TFT enjoyers in the chat or in the co-caster seat?
I mean, I do want to say, like, Whalepower, again, they're going for this big potential, right? The Ashe ult, the Sejuani ult. It's already more of the same that they had last game. So, speaking of, like, team compositions that you're comfortable around, this seems to be the one for Whalepower.
And okay, this time, of course, I have to love the Trundle. Do you know the Trundle ult plus Sejuani passive interaction?
Yeah. I think the Trundle like steals armor, right? So with the Sejuani passive, it's even crazier because you get the armor from there as well.
Yeah, the thing is, you can wait. I actually have to look it up real quick. But I think you can get the Sejuani to like minus. Yeah, okay. You can in a normal scenario, you can get her to like 10 armor and like 0 magic resistance. Because if you steal her stats as she has her passive, you steal a flat amount, and then she loses her passive, and then she's basically on 0 armor. So she gets true damage from each auto attack, which just means she eats like 2k crits in the late game. And that's not a lot of fun. Some people even prefer to not go Aftershock, because it just enhances the problem. As soon as Aftershock runs out, you again lose that flat amount of armor. But yeah, I'm a bit too hard into Freljord beef right now. Because of course, we also have some other champions. I mean, Ezreal is kind of the same. And the Pyke is not the same at all. That is an interesting pick that we have to talk about.
Yeah, the Pyke, I mean, once again, pick potential, right? You got the hook, the invisibility. It's really slippery.
Oh, yeah.
In lane as well, it's really annoying to play against, right?
Oh, man.
Feel like you're about to kill him, and then he just runs away, and then he just gets all his HP back because of his passive. So yeah, definitely, as well with the ultimate during teamfights, right? That can be really strong.
Yo, honestly, I feel like Whalepower Humpback, they can have a tip of me for only $5. They should try Evelynn. Evelynn, super slippery. If she gets out, she heals to basically full health again, and she's really good at picking targets. Hire me as a coach, guys, because that would be the pick for you. For now, they have the Sejuani, which of course is a bit different in the comp, but yeah, as you said, main engage is found, or just follow up to the Enchanted Crystal Arrow, or vice versa. And then Pyke wants to get the finishing blow in, and of course, never forget, it cheats extra money. So it's basically a money printer at this point. Basically, Pyke is the government.
Yes, that's one way to put it, I guess. We're gonna see the Renekton top lane again, right? It's such a standard blind pick.
Oh.
So I guess they're gonna leave the counter pick for the mid lane, right? They're gonna wait to see if this Karma goes in the mid lane.
But honestly, I don't hate it. I feel like after the last game, if you were the Renekton top, you can say, sure, I got ganked early, and then I had a bit of a struggle on the lane, but did it matter? No, it did not really, so might as well go again and see if Foxnyr can find an answer this time. And this time the answer is Mordekaiser, and I kinda love that one. You can just press R to say, hey, I'm done with the slipperiness of your champions, and we will have a manly 1v1 bonk festival now. And yeah, Pyke cannot really walk away if he is in the realm of shadows. And Jarvan, to round everything out, is the... Okay, I'm confused. Wait a minute. This could be support Jarvan, this could be support Karma, this could be mid lane Jarvan, Karma, this could be jungle Mordekaiser, jungle Trundle, this could... Yeah, I'm lost.
It should be Trundle jungle, Karma mid, Ezreal bot lane, Or, I mean, I guess we'll find out.
I really think that...
Is it the Jarvan mid lane? Is that what we're seeing there?
Into the
Is it the
Sylas?
Jarvan mid lane? You
could
have
be
warned
the
me about
Jarvan
this,
mid lane.
and is this where we're gonna see it live in front of our own eyes?
Oh man. This reminds me as well, free tickets to Brazil. Yes, free tickets to Brazil indeed. Again, I have to give huge shout outs to Poro with Cookie. It's a friend of mine. We played some Swiss national stuff, and I think in one game, like in the quarters or something, he was like, hey, this looks like a cinched mid lane game. And we were all like, what the? And he picked it for himself, and then he completely stomped the lane. So, and I get reminded of this because it was against the Sylas. So, you know, in theory, when I see Sylas, I'm like, he has his Kingslayer, his W, right? He can just heal off the enemy whenever they go in for a melee trade. So it doesn't make sense how you can win as melee character against Sylas. Like, how does it make any sense?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna pretend like I'm I'm an expert on Jarvan versus Sylas matchup. Because who is? Am I right?
Well, it's
but
fire.
it seems to be like a tough matchup, right? Because the Sylas is like, he wants to skirmish, and you know, as Jarvan, you're gonna, you know, flag and drag in, and then you use all your abilities, right? And then this Sylas is just gonna keep going with the heals, and it seems like a tough matchup. But we'll see how that goes, I guess, as the game goes along.
Definitely.
So it will be the Karma support, actually. So they do have a lot of poke into this bot lane. So that's something they can definitely abuse against the Ashe Pike. So it's basically going to be a game of cat and mouse, right? You have the Ezreal and Karma trying to stand back, poke a bit with their abilities, and then you have this Ashe and Pike looking for the hooks, trying to get the picks with the ultimate. It's going to be a little bit of dodgeball on the bot lane.
I mean, tell me if I'm completely wrong, but isn't Ashe insanely strong at like level 1 to 4 to 5 to 6 even? And if a hook lands, especially onto Karma, they could be in trouble? Or do you think with the movement speed on the shield and everything, I'm just playing wrong here? I'm not sure, actually.
I mean, it's difficult to say. I mean, I feel like they should still be fine, because Pike... I mean, it depends. Maybe he goes Hail of Blades as well on the Pike. That could definitely be a lot of damage output from the Pike in that case.
Yeah.
But I feel like Ezreal is a really strong level, early game champion as well. Especially if you get press the attack as well. You have your passive with the attack speed, right? You can output a lot of damage really quick, and the Karma definitely hurts as well with the shields and the poke. So it's definitely, it can be a very volatile matchup on the bot lane.
Okay, so I'm not completely delusional, and well, I don't know what to think about this after the last game. If we say, well, it's volatile and it is a bit snowball heavy. Of course, we also cannot forget whoever is winning bot lane can freely send the support away, and Karma and Pike are both really good at roaming in their own regard. But hey, this is the beauty of League of Legends, right? And then we have this Jarvan Sylas mid lane matchup that makes no sense at all to me. At least it's lore accurate, right? I guess we have Sylas that is like anti-Demacia and anti-mage hunting, and then we have Jarvan. So at least in a lore point, it's pretty good, I guess.
Yeah, we get that lore accurate mid lane matchup. That is.
Oh man.
I wonder how this top lane is going to work out, because I have personally no clue about top lane matchups. Right, the Mordekaiser is into the Renekton. But one thing that you can definitely say is Whalepower. They basically drafted the same comp, right? You have the Renekton blind pick to kind of hopefully neutralize this top lane. You get the pick potential with the Ashe shield, the Pike hooks, the Sejuani ults, and you're trying to go look for picks with that. But on the side of Foxnyr, they kind of changed it up. They kept the Trundle, which, I mean, I'm not the biggest fan, but we'll see how that goes, right? And then they went for Jarvan and Mordekaiser.
Yeah,
I'm not sure what to think about that.
It's so stupid to say this, I'm so sorry, but okay, flash for flash, early game. I personally think Mordekaiser and Jarvan would be better in the jungle. That's just me. I hope Kakao will surprise me with his Trundle here. Maybe I'm a Sejuani lover, so maybe I just hate Trundles too much, because again, they are just a mathematical hard counter. But I also feel like Trundles, split push potential is what is really strong, and it kind of gets lost in the jungle, so that is why I'm a huge fan of Trundle in the side lane. But who knows, maybe Kakao, if fed, can just go for the split push on the lane that is near the objective, so he can still show up. Anyways, guys, a lot of talk, and of course we are also in the game. We have it, Whalepower Humpbacks on the red side with a first win. You can see it on the top of your screen. They have 1 point in this best of 3 in the playoffs for Division 3. And on our blue side, they still have to wake up and look at the draft. Look at how much waking up we are doing. It is Foxnyr trying to get back into this best of 3 and equalize it with a 1-1.
Yeah, I do want to say, we do have the Ignite and Heal of Blades on the Pike, so, you know, if they do get those hooks in the bot lane, that could definitely get really scary quite quickly. But at the same time, we also have Heal of Blades, Jarvan mid lane. So that is also very, very spicy.
Oh yeah, spicy is a good word to describe it, right? That's perfect word. Yeah, I know. And top lane, as you said, the Mordekaiser is just a really a basic answer to the Renekton. It can hold his own on the lane. But the most important thing to me is how the Realm of Death can really work. Because you can, for example, you can be on an object. Okay, yeah, we have to hold on because Inspire is fighting Andromon. Kakao also looking for the mid lane. This is a 2 versus 2 here. Andromon super low. Inspire has to flash away. Johnny will not try to chase further. And both junglers showing up in the mid lane. Right on time, if you ask me. And not too much happening. Yeah.
But I will say, Foxnyr, they're gonna have the priority on the lane, right? They get to push out the lane, and it's gonna allow Inspire to recall. It looks like Enderman will be staying in the mid lane to collect that wave. And he'll be getting most of that CS. But it's gonna give it like a slight tempo advantage to Inspire, right? He gets to recall earlier.
Yeah. I mean, Johnny was a bit earlier in his jungle now. And I don't really know if it really matters here. We see some backports on bot lane. But yeah, honestly, I personally think the most important aspect of this game right now is what you want to ult as Darky in those team fights. Do you want to ult away enemy jungler to, you know, not have them there to smite? Do you want to ult away like the Pike when he goes in, so they do not have this kill champion, basically, this assassination champion? A lot of interesting options there. And then, of course, for Andromon, the big question is, what ultimates do you want to steal? Because, hey, he can just get a Death Realm for himself in a team fight.
Yeah, I mean, you know, on the side of Foxnyr, I will say... Oh, never mind. We got a little spicy action going on bot lane.
Oh yeah, Johnny on the bot lane. How will get out there. And yeah, as you said, man, look at the damage that Henkindu just dealt. We are actually trying to do something on the bot lane ourselves. Kakao is waiting in the bush. I can toggle the vision. We are seeing all the cards now on bot lane. Johnny, no more Arctic Assault. Johnny dropping so low. Will he die? He will not now flash forward now from Henkindu, getting the first blood in this game. Henkindu with the barrier will stay a bit alive longer. And this is what I'm here for. First blood for Foxnyr.
Yeah, that's more like it from the bot lane. That is huge counter gank winning for Kakao to turn that one around. Very well played by the bot lane as well. They're really using that range advantage that they have and the poke from the Karma and the Azrael right there.
Oh, Inspire is also on the bot lane. Really well placed pillar here. There will be blood. I'm 100% sure Henkindu will die, but so will Expecto Patronium. And come on, the Pike will also die. How perfectly tanking that turret. And now I think we're seeing how this Jarvan works. I told you I would like him more in the jungle. Well, basically he just plays like a jungler. Meanwhile on top lane we have to chill out for a second. Darky needs this level up. We'll get the level 6. We'll put Emperor into the Death Realm with him. And Emperor just wants to run away a little bit because he knows Johnny is there to help him out. And this is exactly what will happen. Death Realm, not long enough. Emperor gets the kill on top lane.
Yeah, so overall, a bit of a trade, but definitely in favor of Foxnyr, right? As you know, even though Henkindu ends up dying at the end of that, you know, you push out that bot wave, and that means that expected Patronum is gonna miss out on all those minions and all of the XP as well. So this bot lane is gonna be massively ahead right now, and you know, Inspire is also gonna, you know, leech off that, getting the kill and assist.
I still don't know what to think about this mid lane, by the way.
It's gonna be a weird one. But I was gonna say this also comes back to, you know, that first gank where we were talking about now how Inspire and Kakao were having the priority over that mid wave, which allowed them to get a little tempo advantage, and he used that to gank the bot lane in the end, which gave him the lead. Now Enderman did end up, you know, pushing that wave back in, as you should be doing. So Inspire did end up losing quite a lot of minions in the end, but it's still very much worth it for Foxnyr.
Yeah, 100%. Again, I don't really know if Inspire will act as kind of a carry, or if he really goes for the bot chat version here. I mean, if we look at it, Darky and Henkindu, they have to be the two big AP and AD sources, right?
Yeah, for sure. I think, you know, if you look at the Whalepower's composition, I'm assuming the Silas is gonna go for a little bit of a skirmishing kind of build, not really an assassin, right? So when you look at the damage output, most of it is gonna come from the Ashe, right? Pike is, I mean, you can definitely put out some damage with the Hill of Blades, right? But you're gonna be mostly looking at the Ashe.
Oh my god, this has to be so tilting to die to a gank again. But we have to shout out Johnny here for abusing the cooldowns on Darky's ultimate. He was top lane when Mordekaiser had like not even half a minute left on it. Because the Mordekaiser is always so hard to gank, but if he does not have an ult up, then yeah, you can just 2v1 him, and that's exactly what they did. And it seems like we will not really be getting something in return. Or will we? On the bot lane, the Pike is slippery, but not slippery enough, and Inspire just acting like a secondary jungler again.
Yeah, and it's a little bit of the reverse of last game, right? We're seeing Inspire and Kakao on the bot lane trying to abuse his range advantage, the poke damage from the Azrael and the Karma, and at the same time we see Johnny and Emperor just trying to dominate the top lane.
Kakao fighting for the objective here. There is so much going on right now. 2 versus 2. Kakao flashing out of there to survive a little bit longer, but it will not really survive for long, and Inspire will also try to flash away, but it is all in vain because it is a double for Andromon. And we had this moment in the last game where I was like, oh no, that is scary. And yeah, again, I do really hate to see the Sylas on 2 kills.
Yeah, that is I can very much agree with that. Yeah, that's just really, Sejuani is so strong when you pair her up with a melee mid lane, right? Because you get to stack the E faster, and I think that made a huge difference in that fight.
Oh yeah, for sure. For sure it did. Meanwhile, Henkindu, yeah, support not with him, so Henkindu is just chilling a little bit, trying to get some farm, but honestly, he is doing really good looking at his huge farm advantage, because he's like 1.5 waves ahead if he gets all the minions on the turret.
Yeah, and maybe like, you know, if we're gonna put our optimistic glasses on for a little bit, if we look at the side of Foxnyr, like I was talking before, like the damage is gonna come mostly from the Ashe, right, and she's being put behind. The Silas can definitely be very scary still though, so that's something to look out for. But Renekton, you know, he's kind of known for a champion that's going to be very strong in the early mid game, but as the game goes on, he's going to fall off a little bit, right? So perhaps, you know, compared to a Jax from the last game, it's not as big of a problem.
I mean, if we learned one thing from the last game, then that it seems like top lane doesn't really matter as much as the other lanes, or yeah, that's like result-oriented bias, but here we are. I still feel like the top laners in the last game, it didn't really matter too much. It was more about the mid and the bot lane, and right now we are seeing kind of the same, I think. Johnny and Kakao in the bot lane. Kakao just throwing the pillar there to annoy Johnny on the board a little bit. And meanwhile, yeah, again on top lane, I feel like it doesn't really matter too much. I mean, none of those 2 top laners have been in any fights already whatsoever, so yeah, As long as they're not joining the fight, it is all about the 4 versus 4 on the rest of the map now. Beautiful ult there from Johnny, and it will net you some nice prizes. Hank into getting a kill here onto the pike. That is really good, of course. And now Inspire, he wants revenge, and he will get so much damage with that Cataclysm and just auto-attacking for the double kill. Inspire with a beautiful roam got his 4th kill.
Yeah, surprise, surprise, Whalepower has gotten all their level 6, and they will go for those picks, but this time it turns around, and I'm gonna give a shout out to Inspire, because last game he kind of struggled against Yora, right? This game it's banned out, he's picking up his, I guess, can I say signature Jarvan pick?
His pocket pick, I guess?
Yeah, I guess pocket pick will maybe work better, and he's making it work, he's getting the roam stuff, he's getting his impact, and you know, it's a huge step up compared to the last game, right?
Yeah, it's just really weird. Again, for me, last game was just a bit of a test flight. We're looking, hey, if we leave Aurora open, do they first pick it? Yes, they do. Can we play against it? Yeah, not really. No, we cannot. So, yeah, that's just what happened to me. So, now this game, suddenly both mid laners. I mean, you said it, right? You said you don't really want those boring control mages in the mid lane. You want something spicy, some assassins, and I mean, Inspire has been playing the Jarvan like an assassin, that's for sure. And he also has Profane Hydra, so, you know, talking about assassins, there we have it.
Yeah, I mean, we definitely got the definition of spicy this game, that's for sure.
Yeah, we also have a team fight here. I was looking where will we take it. Johnny in the driver's seat there, looking for something, but has to run away now and will not be able to survive. Now it is just Inspire taking the kill and instantly dying. Kakao looking almost dead, but not dead yet. Andromon, maybe he wants to find more walks through those bushes. And Expecto Patronum is still a strong DPS machine, even though not a single full item in the inventory. So I don't really know where this will be headed once Expecto Patronum has 1 or 2 items, but so far it was not enough damage.
Yeah, you can see Whalepower,
Oh is a good
Dark
word.
in trouble.
Yeah. Oh is a good... Wait, does he... Wait a second! He gets it like it's nothing! What? Well played here, Darky. Wow.
I said nothing. Darky was never in trouble. That was a massive outplay to find for Darky right there. Because that's gonna slow down this Renekton that is trying to look for these early game and mid game bullies, right?
Jesus Christ. And I was like, yeah, top lane doesn't really matter too much, but if you can just solo bolo it like that... this is quite a lot of gold, and I love to see that.
Looks like we're gonna get a little fight around this Herald right now, as both teams are looking to set up some vision around the area.
Oh no, Kakao is in a position that I do not really like. He can get really tanky with the Subjugator as soon as it is up again. Andromon beats Inspire with his own weapons. Darky is in this, but no passive procced right now. Will not die to the pike, death from below. Expecto Patronum though, still no full item. So we have this counter on our side. We have the gold on our side here, but yet it is not enough. We traded 2 for 1 so far. What went wrong here?
I mean, it's once again Whalepower have that pick potential, and once they get those picks off, they can, you know, they can do a lot of damage. But I think Foxnyr is still in control of the area.
Let's go.
As he gets some action.
Emperor fell to the catch potential that we have on our side, and that is what I love to see, because it just means this 1 for 2 became a 2 for 2. And of course we will have the better spawn timers to go for an objective like this Herald.
Yeah, and in a simple way to put it down, you know, Whalepower is like a sniper rifle with 1 bullet, right? They have the Sejuani ult, they have the Ash ult, they fire off and they go for the picks. And after that, they have their own cooldown and they need to chill a little bit, right? And meanwhile, when we have Foxnyr, they're like a machine gun. They have the Astral, they have the Karma. They can keep on poking, they can keep on going. So once that sniper rifle has been fired, it is going to be Foxnyr in control.
I see. It's basically, what was it, the R8 revolver or whatever it was called in Counter-Strike, right?
Basically, yeah.
Huge wind up, but basically a pocket sniper, and now the sniper rifle is shooting again and finding Henkindu. Really nice flash, but Andromon, never mind, wait, who flashed? Expecto Patronum flashed. Answered the ADC flash with the ADC flash to just secure that kill. But as you say it now, we do have a lot of cooldown, like what, 2? Or okay, it's just 1 minute though, to be fair, man. What are cooldowns anymore nowadays in League? They don't exist.
Yeah, what are cooldowns?
Don't hurt me no more.
Well, I'm gonna be telling you, Foxnyr is definitely gonna hurt a lot this game with all the engage that is on Whalepower's team, and it's gonna be on them to, you know, respect it enough when they have the cooldowns up, and to make sure they're around to support each other when that sniper rifle fires.
I really love your metaphor here, because it is just yeah, it is a single bolt in the chamber, but if you shoot it, you have the potential to make so much happen. Again, we know for a fact now we can't just walk into the river because the Sejuani ulti is not up again, the Ashe ulti is not up again. Meanwhile, on bot lane, Darky in the 1v1 with Andromon in the double death realm here, and Andromon under the turret will get knocked up and will just die to Inspire. Do we give up the mid lane turret for this though? I would love to see us somehow defending it, but it's going to be a tough one. Johnny looking for the next shot here with the Glacial Prison. Will just be able to find another kill. This time onto the Karma. Kakao wants some more. Subjugate is used here, but it's slowly running out, and suddenly he is not tanky at all anymore. We almost had the input cancel there from Inspire. It was almost good enough, but it wasn't. Almost is sadly not it. And this is the mid lane turret, and this is 3 kills for WP.
Yeah, I think that's just a bit of disrespect from Foxnyr, right? That sniper rifle was ready to fire, and we're trying to defend that mid lane tower, but it was just too late. It was already, you know, it had to be given up, and it was not respected. And thus, the sniper rifle had fired.
Oh, indeed. Oh, indeed. Yeah, we do not really have an answer yet. When the combo hits with this catch, we do not have an answer, and that breaks our neck right now.
I'm gonna say something crazy here, but I don't know if we have any of the social media team here. But can we have like you know, a nice edit of like a Will going on some wild hunting with a sniper rifle, hunting some foxes?
Oh my god. Yeah, that would be an absolute banger post. And then just a random whale in the forest. So
yeah, that makes sense, right?
You're looking at some trees, and behind the trees you realize, wait, there's something big. Oh, it's a whale, and he has a sniper. Oh no, and yeah. Again, I feel like we are not out of this one yet. Sure, we are not the favorites right now. But we still have one more dragon, we still have good scaling, and most importantly, we still have the spirit and the desire to, of course, win those playoffs and give it our all. So I think this is far from over. Oh my god, did you just see the damage from Enkindu?
Yeah, we cannot forget this Ezreal is quite fat, and so is Inspire. It's really gonna come down to execution, right? If Whalepower is gonna use their engage at the right times, and if Foxnyr is gonna overstep and allow themselves to be engaged on.
Yeah, it's all, and honestly, of course, huge props to the catch potential so far. It will miss this time. Kakao flashed out of the way. Darky wants to go, will not be allowed to, because Emperor is like, nope, let me cancel that teleport real quick. Flashes are traded as well. And I just realized how great Renekton as a champion is to just do exactly that. Slice in, stun, and then dice back out. Oh man, that is annoying. He took a ton of damage, but it shouldn't really matter too much right now in the side lane. Yeah, the turret will fall pretty soon. Oh my god, Emperor, he wants to go ham here with the Dominus. Darky will just keep on slamming the mace into the Crocodile's head. So, you know, if we get the Humpback edit with the sniper, then we also need the Gucci Crocodile bag with the Mordekaiser Morning Star. Just, yeah, that's what I'm looking forward toward.
I mean, I think also to add on to our metaphor right here, if we have that sniper rifle, right? If they fire at the wrong target, Kakao can kind of be that Kevlar armor, right? If they engage on him, he can absorb all of that damage, and after that, you know, we can re-engage with the Ezreal, with the Karma, and the Jarvan engage, and that's when Foxnyr are in a really good position.
That is true, of course. Kakao needs to hit an ult first. Subjugate, really important. But if he gets to do that, then he's just tanky for quite a while. Now, talking about being tanky, Inspire will just get out of there. Andromon, man, he's out for blood. He wants to fight it. Oh my god! Did you see that? The chain perfectly hitting. And that is what I was a bit afraid to see. It's a 9-kill Silas now. Who can answer this monstrosity in the side lane?
Yeah, the Silas is definitely becoming a bit of a problem. I was expecting, because of the... Oh, never mind, we get some more action, or seemingly, but the Baron is being started by Whalepower as well at the same time. Will Foxnyr be ready to fight this? It seems like it.
Really well played on the Ezreal ultimate so far, dropping a lot of health. Kakao wants to go in there. Nash is on 4k. This could be the deciding one. The support pie coming in from the bottom. How gets the kill on Emperor. This is important. Everybody's dropping low, but it looks like it should be possible. It is only our Mordekaiser left, Darky, and now Inspire also jumping in there. Now Johnny, the only survivor to tell off the tale how his entire team died.
Yeah, I think that can only be defined as a clown fiesta. I had no idea what was going on over there. But I'm pretty sure Enderman was also using the Death Realm, so there was 2 Death Realms going on at the same time. I'm quite sure. It's a bit difficult to tell with the spectator. But yeah, that was definitely one of the team fights of all time.
One of the team fights of all time. Beautiful explanation, of course, and this glimmer of hope. Yeah, we're still behind in gold, but somehow we made this work. Can we get the dragon? I think we can. Don't tell me
no
they get to steal it. Yeah,
okay,
we did get it.
In, though.
Inspire trying to be the Kevlar right now, and it's not really working. To be fair, if you expect to just be dead no matter what, then yeah, might as well deal as much damage as possible. We did get the dragon for it. And we are on 3 dragons, so of course the soul would be amazing this time. Like, it's the same soul as last game. But we didn't really talk about how insane that soul is, in my opinion. Especially if you're more into those kind of slower approaches. If you're more into chasing and hunting, you know, the extra slow is just always amazing. Are we trying to steal this Nash? It will be smitten by Johnny the 4th. And this means no chances for us to get it. But honestly, I feel like that's okay.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is kind of off the back of the, you know, a mistake from Inspire where he jumped in, right? And kind of got himself killed there. And Whalepower just capitalizes on that, you know, saying, hey, we're in a 5v4. We can force this Baron out right now. And there's not much that Foxnyr can do to stop us.
It is the calm before the storm for the final few fights, I feel like. Because the death timers are going to slowly but surely add up. We are at 25 minutes into the game, so...
You can see Whalepower currently has a 4k gold lead, but with this Baron push that they're gonna get, it's only gonna balloon further, and at that point it's gonna become very tough for Foxnyr to deal with it. They're just gonna be slapped with the wallets, right?
Yeah, that's what I sadly had to say in the first game, and that's what will sadly happen shortly in the second game, if we cannot find an answer. Now, of course, those outer turrets, they are always extremely hard to defend against a Baron Nashor, the inner turrets as well. And then the base turrets is where the inhibitor turrets is where you're kinda starting to chill. kind of starting to defend for sure. But here you can see the position. They can just ring around the Rosie, around the turret. They are free to walk wherever they want. So Whalepower in a strong position, of course. And yeah, you can also just transition it into the mid lane push, and suddenly the base turret in the mid lane looks really, really endangered. Will not fall though. Whalepower's respecting Foxnyr. So, feel like...
I have to give credit to Foxnyr though, because... Okay, well...
no.
There's my first caster curse. I was gonna say I have to give credit to Foxnyr because they're mostly sticking around, making sure they don't get picked off, but as I was about to say, that Darky gets picked off, so... I'm sorry for that.
Oh, it's a classic, you will get used to it, no problem.
Yeah.
It's an absolute classic. And Andromon with the Mordekaiser ult here. The Shadow Realm of Death and Doom and Destruction. Big ult here. Maybe wants to use it soon because it will time out. Wait a minute! This is a clean kill onto Governor Nonfire. Andromon in the Death Realm against the ADC, and Henkindu, I respect you a lot as a player, but man, Sylas as the better Mordekaiser is just not going to let you do anything.
Yeah, Andromon is just way too strong right now, and if you get the Death Realm with it, there's not much you can do. I don't think it's gonna be worth it to buy QSS for Henkindu, but...
But I think that doesn't even work anymore.
Oh yeah, they changed that, right? Yeah, you're right.
I think they changed it.
They definitely did, yeah. Almost forgot about that one.
So that's a huge Sylas buff for this game, not gonna lie.
Yeah, indirect Sylas buff right there.
Yeah, Sylas mains, whenever an ultimate gets buffed, they're like, yeah, buff my champion, yeah. Oh man. Okay, Darky finding Johnny here. I mean, who is finding who is a big question. Henkindu in position basically. Like, Emperor is the only one not really in position, but of course with the teleport you could instantly join this team fight, skirmish, whatever you want to call it at that point. Because yeah, as you said, it is getting quite chaotic, right?
It's getting very chaotic, yeah. And the Sylas is just way too strong right now in this point of the game, already on 4 items.
Oh my god. One is a Zonias. Oh, the arrow connects from downtown, and there is the sniper shot again. Darky will be the victim, will not die though. Will be able to take Expecto Patronum into the realm of death. Will not be able to kill him quite yet, because man, Expecto Patronum so strong, and you're sadly not a Sylas that has 7,000 dashes and self-heals and, well, everything basically that a skirmisher wants. And now...
Yeah. Did buy time for Foxnyr to take down the Renekton. And now that sniper rifle has fired.
Henkindu used the flash there defensively. We're all dancing. Expecto Patronum starting the dragon here. Henkindu also shooting a little bit, and Andromon on the flank here. Can we use it maybe to group up here Kakao in the front line? Johnny has to die, so they have no Smite Inspire on the back line here on the dive. So much damage. Expecto Patronum, come on, just a few more auto attacks, but it will not happen. Expecto Patronum can keep up the rampage. Johnny so low, but will not die. Both top laners joining the fun again. Darky and the Emperor, they died, and now they are back from the dead. But a triple kill for Andromon. And Darky win his own ult again. Will have to give up the Quadra. And I don't know, but this seems to be it.
That seems to be it indeed. That's gonna be the O2 for Foxnyr, unfortunately. The Sylas is just way too far ahead. I think Foxnyr played it really well towards the end, but the gold lead is just too massive to do anything.
You're saying it right. GG's to Whalepower Humpbacks. I feel like their early game was just too solid, honestly. Really well played in the early game. And this means we are jumping into the losers bracket, and I want to have a quick look at it. Also, I will ask for somebody wants to have an interview, or if they are already in the prep phase. Of course, also depends if the enemy is already decided. So that's why I want to check that out really quick. Nope, it is a TBD. It is a still to be determined. Of course, we had 2 kind of quick games, so the best of 3 is still rampaging on. The Bees versus TOG, by the way, so we will either face... Well, will we? Does the bracket work like that, or does it not? I'm not too sure.
Yeah, I don't know either. we'll find out, I guess.
Wait, NE and... it does work like that. So it looks like... it looks like the loser from the opposite side match is in the same place in the loser bracket. At least it looks like that so far for one pairing for Nico Elite and D Insport. Delta Insport, excuse me. But yeah. What are we thinking about this one? Dear Mr. Warlix, you're feeling like we still have to wake up? You're feeling like it was just some minor mistakes, or anything you wanna point out here?
Yeah, I think the second game was definitely way better than the first game in my opinion. Right, they changed around their team comp. They got the Jarvan mid lane. They kind of went away from that split pushing because it didn't really work out for them. And instead they picked a bit more of the skirmishing, right? They wanted to play into those team fights a bit more. And I definitely think it worked out better for them. And I feel like sometimes there's just a bit too much disrespect against the pick potential on the side of Whalepower. So that's definitely something to look into. And yeah, I think, there's definitely a lot of good things that you see on the side of Foxnyr. I think even in that last team fight, they played quite well. But it's just at that point, you're just too far behind that. Even though you play perfectly, right, it doesn't matter because that Silas is just way, way too fat. And the cooldowns on those ultimates were also really short.
Yeah, the cooldowns. Again, what are cooldowns nowadays? And even if you have long cooldowns, you just buy this Malignance item and yeah, you're basically good to go because you get a ton of ability haste on your ult. So honestly, no answers for interviews yet, and I can understand if they just want to prepare for the next one because we are in the loser bracket run now, and it means our next game will be played in around 2 hours and 15 minutes. Yep. So I think we are going offline for now, but of course we can still decide if you want to, but I for sure will be back with our next opponents for the next best of 3. And again, now it's do or die. I also feel like Foxnyr performs way better if they are in pressure situations, and the opponent team is also in the lower bracket, of course, so they are facing the same amount of pressure. But either way, I think this is it for now. Thank you so much for joining me today, Warlix. I hope you had a great time, because I for sure know I did.
Yeah, it was great. Casting League of Legends first time. I think went pretty well. Had a lot of fun. Also, before we log off, I will say at least the secondary team did get their win. So they're currently 1-1. So definitely go check them out in the meantime. Maybe I can put the link in the chat. Give me a second.
I will rate them for sure after a quick ad break. Yep, we will do that for sure. So guys, go over there, hype them up, because they need the energy. See you in 2 hours and 15 minutes on this stream again. Stay awesome, and bye-bye.
Bye.